Welcome, Pisces and Pisces cross watchers, to your reading for this week. Hope you guys are all having a great week. Maybe not. Sorry, I shouldn't be so callous. So we have the Ten of Cups reversed, and I feel like you actually may be in a situation where you're looking at a certain like structure of life, right? And so we'll talk about it in the context of the card, right? Like a spouse and 2.4 kids with a white picket fence. So in that context, I feel like you're looking at something and you're kind of tossing the ball back and forth, right? Like, is this what Pisces wants, or does Pisces want something else? And I feel like you're looking at it like, well, you're trying to decipher if it may not be that actual concept, right? But just so take it as it resonates. You're trying to decipher if what you felt you believed, what you felt you wanted this whole time is actually what you yourself want, rather than what like the circle around you or society around you, what they want for themselves and how you fit into all of that, right? So it feels like you're looking at it from a really individualistic perspective instead of looking at what the collective is looking for. And I feel like it feels like it starts really small, like this little seed, like something happens. Somebody might be coming back from a trip or school, and there's this moment where they're hugging their family and you're seeing it and you're kind of like, that seems nice. It's not like, you have a problem with people, that type of interaction, but you're looking at it thinking like, I don't think I want that right now. It feels like you're looking at it like, oh, I kind of want to stay in the lane that I'm at, or it's like you definitely want a different lane than that one. And I feel like it's almost like you may have been told your whole life that this is what you should have, this is what you should expect from life, this is what should make you happy. And you're looking at it thinking like, that's great that makes you happy, but it just feels like it's not really what your heart is calling you to. It feels like it may have been a situation where if you had like an older sibling or parent, aunt, uncle, whatever it was, it could even be for some of you like a colleague or a teacher that you looked up to, and they had these things in their life and they seemed really happy. And I feel like you're starting to see that it was the happiness within themselves. It was the happiness with them choosing what was right for their life that made them happy, rather than looking at like, not that you were looking at the material things, okay. But rather than looking at what they've built for themselves, I feel like you're seeing that it's actually that they chose those things for themselves, and that was what actually made them happy. And it feels like this really freeing moment, where if you have been kind of conditioned to think that this is the way, and then you have this moment where it's like, well, actually the way is whatever I like, whatever I want it to be. And it's not one of those, tired motivational, or not tired, but like that motivational sort of stuff, which I'm not trying to poo-poo it away. I listen to that stuff all the time. But it's not the like, oh, just choose what you desire sort of thing. It feels like there's a genuine happiness and freedom that comes with having this moment where you see that like, there isn't this one picture, there isn't this one framing system that needs to be used to find whatever the happiness is that you're looking for, right? And it feels like it's this really kind of exciting moment because you're able to see it as almost like, well, now I can kind of go on my own journey and I can find what I like. You may have been in situations. Sometimes this kind of like epiphany comes when someone's been in a really controlling situation, right? Where they've been kind of like boxed in and oppressed or repressed from being able to kind of explore themselves and the world around them. And I feel like it actually may have been more that you were in an environment where happiness wasn't expressed, if that makes sense, right? Like they're just an example of the energy. It may not be the actual situation, but it's like you may have been in a situation where the environment was very cold. It wasn't like nurturing. And if you're somebody that like physical touch is your love language, there wasn't a lot of like hugging and affection and all those sorts of things. And it doesn't feel that it could be. It feels more, it doesn't feel that it could be, that it's necessarily romantic. It could be more like an early environment, or for some of you, it could be that you were in a really stagnant, repressive work situation. But regardless, whatever the environment they were in that was very cold, and now you're seeing all of this like nurturing, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's like, and that nurturing spirit isn't trying to, carve you into this, Michelangelo's David. They're giving you the carving knife and saying like, here, you have the freedom to do what you want. And I feel like it's this kind of like aha moment where you're looking around, you're like, oh my God, we all have all this choice. So maybe it was that you were in a repressive situation. It also could be that you were in a place where, or you were in a situation where things weren't talked about a lot, right? Like something hard could happen. There would be a comment, the like feeling in the air would be awkward and uncomfortable, but nobody would really talk about what was going on. And for someone like a Pisces that has this, like, everyone has an inner emotional world, right? But for Pisces, they live in it, right? Like that's their freaking jam. And the essence of Pisces is coming into people's lives and helping them to kind of close out cycles or close out emotional cycles. And I feel like for a Pisces that hasn't been given the opportunity to explore their emotions, it must have felt like you were, in the twilight zone all the time, or that you were somehow this alien in a human life form that didn't quite connect with other people. And I feel like it's just because the people you were around had kind of deadened their own emotions, and that seemed to, I feel like they were taught to really repress and keep it down, and don't feel that way, and don't feel this, and don't feel that. And if they got super jazzed about something, they'd be ridiculed for it, right? So it wasn't like they just couldn't feel sad. They couldn't feel happy either, which is horrible. It's horrifying that someone isn't allowed to experience the fluctuation in their own emotion. And that was carried through. And it's like that, whoever that was, whatever situation that was, has been in that space for so long that it's like they've built these brick walls around themselves so that there's no wiggle room. I feel like I just went on a really long rant. I'm sorry. Anyway, so it feels like that's the aha with that freedom. I think we're just going to get a clarifier here. So we have the 10 and the 6 of Pentacles with the 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So here's the thing. I feel like there seems to be something that is really stable that's coming in. And I feel like in the past, it may have made you feel like, oh, I'm super, like it may have made you feel like, oh, Pisces is too materialistic if they accept this, right? Like there seemed to be a lot of connotation around, oh, Pisces is all about money, which is crazy for me to even say. I've never met a Pisces like that. But some people may have painted you with that brush if you accepted whatever this is. And I feel like the new and free and improved, well, I mean, you were already there. You just had this moment, right? And so like the new free Pisces is looking at them thinking like, I feel really bad for you that that's how you look at this, right? And so you're looking at them like, oh, I'm going to keep my distance for sure. because you're not interested in any more repression. Thank you very much. But there also seems to be a lot of compassion towards that person, because it's almost like you can see their energy bouncing around from spot to spot, trying to like feel out, trying to feel out in the crowd who they can gravitate towards, right? It's like there's no core to them, there's no happiness to them. And I feel like because they are almost kind of like throughout their life, they may be flitting about valuing what they're with this person, they value what they value. They're with that person, they value what they value. And it feels like you're looking at them thinking like, oh my God, that seems so exhausting. And so I also feel like there's in that you kind of give yourself permission to want what you truly want and not be afraid to go after it, right? It's like maybe people in the past have made you feel like, there is too much success, right? You can have too much money. And I feel like, not that you ever really believed it before, but now it's like you're seeing the driving force underneath it when other people have that kind of viewpoint. It's because they're always searching for something in somebody else, right? So it's like they can't kind of calm down for a second and focus on what something really means. So I think I'll leave it there, Pisces. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.